So let me get this straight. One whole weekend, you looking after my little girls.
Yep, as long as I can bring this. I love your kids, but they live to terrorize me.
I do. See that?
Security's early.
It was an explosive holiday weekend for G.I. Joe Retaliation, as the action-packed sequel brought in over $40 million for the 3-day, securing the #1 spot at the box office. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Rosenberg for TheWrap.com. G.I. Joe Retaliation easily took the top spot at the box office this weekend, knocking former champ The Croods down to second. It was a huge success for Paramount, who released G.I. Joe after receiving backlash from fans when the studio delayed the film from hitting theaters last year.
This movie was supposed to come out last August, but the studio at that point decided, and they were pretty far along, they'd already spent multi-millions on a Super Bowl commercial, and all the merchandising stuff involving the toys that G.I. Joe is based upon was in gear, and they pulled the plug, and they did that so that they could make the movie 3D.
General Colton,
Call me Joe.
Part of that was to make the movie look better. It's an action film, and you know, there's some pretty spectacular panoramas and fight scenes and what have you, but the biggest reason they did it was the $3 or $4 surcharge that you can tack onto the ticket prices, and that paid off very well. I think as much as 40% of the grosses came from 3D tickets here in the United States, and that was what drove it was 50 million plus long weekend. But the more significant impact of the 3D comes overseas, where most of the theaters are new, and 3D itself is something of a novelty. You know, we're a little bit ho-hum with the concept now, but overseas it's a big deal. And I think you saw that in the $80 million that G.I. Joe brought in overseas. You know, obviously 30 million more than it did here. And a large part of that is attributable to the 3D changes. So Paramount took a lot of heat when they made that call last summer, but it paid off. The other addition they were able to make was to give Channing Tatum a few more scenes. The word is he was killed off early, but last summer, when he was just coming out of 21 Jump Street and The Vow, he suddenly became hot, and then came Magic Mike, and he got even hotter. So obviously it behooved Paramount not to kill off one of their young bright stars so early in the movie. And while they were adjusting it for 3D, they tweaked some of his scenes too. So the whole thing came off just the way Paramount had planned it, presuming that it keeps up its momentum and continues to play well, and I think it will.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
For more box office news and all stories covering Hollywood, always turn to TheWrap.com.